straight into the YouTube universe. I was just recording, or I thought I was recording a video, and it turns out I did not press record. So if you are watching this must mean this one has no outtakes, this one has no blooper, this one is a good recording from your brethren, Raj Jamal. I want to talk about this issue of religious extremism. I think it is at the heart of geopolitical affairs at this moment and for the past few decades, and has become even a conflict that has claimed the lives of many people because of the spin-off events that have uh, emerged from these religious and dogmatic struggles that are happening around the world. You know, quest for supremacy, a fight for supremacy between three of the world religions and their flocks, their respective flocks. I'm talking about Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. How have we gotten to this point where we can't even find a balance, a mutual respect for these variations in thought? You know, these are different schools of thought, you know, and if we want to be skeletal, if we want to be, as some people say, petty, um, a lot of them have traits that were possessed by earlier religious and spiritual groupings, namely on the continent of Africa. You know, if we want to really compare and revise the theology of these world religions and African spirituality, we would find that a lot of them have been copying and pasting for centuries, sometimes taking whole bodies of knowledge and simply changing the name of the author so that it can represent their group and so that it can be added to their body of knowledge. This is what has been happening. A lot of the content of the present day Bible was actually voted on at various ecumenical councils like the Conference of Nicaea, Conference of Ephesus. You know, these things were decided by vote, by a select group of priests in a closed meeting, and at the end of the meeting, what they produce is the inspired word of God. You know, this is what has been happening. The Christian crusade took place in which a lot of people were murdered because they didn't share their point of view. Here in a country like the Bahamas that is in the post-plantation phase of its development, you know, we have fought this model of religion hook, line, and sinker. You know, the same plantation pastor is here with us today, and it has been passed on like a cultural tradition in which those who don't share this view, this infallible doctrine, if you don't share this infallible doctrine, then you must be resigning yourself to an eternity of suffering. Or in life, they want to resign you to this terrestrial prison in which you don't share their religious construct, then you are demonized, you are alienated, you are ostracized, and it's not right. If a person doesn't share my point of view and this person is hungry, should I deny them food because I consider them to be a non-believer? That is what is the hypocritical and vicious streak that is at the heart of fundamentalist religions today. Whereas we forget about our humanity, we forget about the virtues that our faith demand of us, and we demonize other people. Some people are ready to put on a jacket with explosives and detonate it in groups of people, you know, because they don't share their views or because they feel that martyrdom is somehow a redeeming quality or redeeming action, you know. And my thing is, this is what is at the heart of geopolitical affairs at this moment. You know, America is trying to cast um, Muslims as the prototypical terrorists, and it seems like every group that they are exposed as being a fundamentalist Islamic group. You know, we don't even know what their names mean, but they just sound dangerous because of the way that these things are reported. The name might mean peace and love, but because they say that this Muslim cleric is called Muhammad al-Salafi or something like that, it sounds terrible, it sounds dangerous, because America has been on a public relations campaign which demonizes this faith. I'm not a Muslim, but I find that this fundamentalist religion conflict is at the heart of our social conflicts, you know, and whether it be religion versus religion, or whether it be a religious institution that is used to program and to control and to pacify groups of people, these things continue to represent some of the major turmoil that exists in our social construct. Right? But it's very dangerous because if we consider in the administration of justice, if a judge is a religious extremist from a particular church and she encounters um, a case in which the person on trial is of a different faith, they might not be inclined to give them the fairness that they deserve. In that case, justice isn't blind. Justice has the blindfold on one eye and one eye open. And this is what is becoming a very dangerous situation for us as a world community. How have we allowed religion to become so dangerous for us that we are willing to let another person starve or deny them employment or just the general malice that we are willing to show people just because they don't respect our perspective on the Almighty, or because they don't share our theology, or because their cultural forms look a little different, sound a little different. This is what is at the heart of the conflict that humanity is currently experiencing right now, in my view. Religion. If we didn't have this religious conflict, perhaps we might have some other things to talk about, like the education of our people, like the protection of our earth, like ending pollution, ending starvation. How about these things? But because we are locked in this you say, I say, over doctrines that were voted on in some cases, as I mentioned earlier, various ecumenical councils were convened in order to decide how the Christian liturgy would function, how the deity himself would be represented, the nature and its characters. These things were voted on, so it didn't fall out of the sky. A lot of world religions have their roots in earlier spiritualities that are on the continent of Africa. So we need to just be students of history and stop bickering over religion. I can't really express it in many other different terms at this moment because I have run out of time and affairs here. So what I will do, continue this one in a later edition. Give thanks for the listening ears and for the willingness to comment if you feel inclined. Give thanks for the reasoning. And even though it's kind of one-sided right now, I hope the reasoning going on in your own mind. Same black time, same black mind. That's it.